What's up, y'all? So I'm over here outside reflecting. Got off work a few hours ago, and I went to one of my, I guess, leasing meetings, office meetings, and it dawned on me that everyone, has issues. Everyone. And it's not to say that people have worse issues than you're more fortunate than others. I realized two things tonight: that everyone has issues, and that only some are willing to get through their issues. Because what I realized, this is what happened. I was at the meeting, and we were getting to the talking, and people were disengaging because the conversation was too deep. And when things trigger you, and when you don't have an education of dealing with, or not just an education, when you don't have a guideline or a rubric of dealing with your pain, you're gonna eject, and you're not gonna come back. Similar to like having a therapist and they ask you certain questions and you're like, oh, I'm done, and you walk out. Or similar to that. That's what was happening. And I realized only some people on this planet will change, not because they want to. Everyone wants change. But only some are willing to actually do what it takes to change. Like, for instance, say I was 300 pounds. Say I was 300 and someone said, you know what, you can get it. You can be 150. You can get a nice body, abs, all that. But you gotta change your diet, do push-ups, and you can't eat no more snacks. And you can't watch TV at nighttime. You gotta take a walk and jog. I bet you 9 times out of 10 people will stay fat. It's not that they don't want to be skinny. That's the thing. I realized this in life because in the conversation we were having in that meeting, we were talking about family dynamics. You know, they were talking about like people was grown, they in their 40s. And I realized people was in their 40s and 50s, but the spirit was still a child because they were still traumatized. And one thing I told myself, I said, be grateful that you're young and that you can peep it. You can peep the signs early. Be grateful that you're young and that you can peep the signs early. Because these people is in their 40s and their 50s and dealing with the stresses of it. Be grateful that you don't have no children. You know, because today taught me about gratitude a lot. And I'm just grateful. Like hearing the issues that people had to go through. You know what I'm saying? Hearing the issues people had to go through. I'm no different, but I had to understand. What's up, man? I had to understand that, like, it's not about if you have issues or not. It's about, are you ahead of the curve? Like, if there's a 16-year-old somewhere out there that knows what I know, they're ahead of the curve because I'm 34. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about, like, you know, it's not about the knowledge you have, the ability to change your life. It's about how much time do you have left to actually change your life. You know, because one lady had children or whatever, but she has no man. And she was saying how it's so stressful to have a job, children, go to school full time. And you know what kept dawning in my mind? You know what kept dawning in my mind? Who made you have them children? Who made you get pregnant? Because half of your stresses are these children that are in your life that you can't take back. And when I heard her testimony, and I saw her face. She was basically saying like, I can't go out no more. I can't do this. I don't even have no free time. They're my life. And I was looking at her eyes and I'm like, you don't want these children. Which is not bad. But for a woman to say that, it's bad. Because in her brain, she's going to feel shame. She's going to feel guilt. She's going to say, I don't want these. No, you don't want the children because it's a hindrance to your life. It's deemed as a mistake. Because if you had a child, well, she had 2 children. If you had 2 children with a husband, I bet you your whole outlook would be different. But she don't have a husband. She only got a boyfriend. So that's why I'm grateful. You know, and I don't even have enough money to pay my cell phone bill. I don't got enough money to pay my rent. You know what I'm saying? Almost every bill. What's up, man? Almost every bill is unpaid. But that's what life is about. It's about understanding. You're like, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for and how? What's up, Ken? Huh? More pictures? Yeah. Sure. All right. But yeah, you know, I I had got to a point where I told myself, you have to make a change in your life. And whatever happens in your life, you gotta go with the flow. It's not about like accepting, or when people say, well, you know what, that's life. No, it's accepting that life will happen whether you like it or not. You can't change the flow. It's like life is like an ocean. Wherever it takes you, life is stronger. The flow of life is stronger than us because life is already here before we were here. So it's like if you're in the water and you're swimming and you drift off, you're not gonna beat that current because the ocean is stronger than you. The ocean will always be stronger than you. So whatever decisions you make, you got to deal with that. And it's not, I'm not saying this in like some sort of, you know, religious way. Like, well, you know, you don't have to have children. God wants to know, I don't honestly care. It's not my decision to make. It's not hers, it's not his. Whatever you make is what you make. So, for myself, I've never had an abortion. I don't plan on having one. If I have a child, I guess that's what we're doing. That's why I'm so focused on becoming something. Not just because I want to become something, but because I know that a wife and children is part of my story. You know what I'm saying? And also my pullout game is on 1,000. You feel me? Not to brag and boast, but I know myself. That's the main reason why my pullout game is on 1,000. Because I know the future that I want for myself. I know I want a life where I don't have to worry like homegirl. I know I want a life where I don't have to go and say, man, I hate this job, but I got children. That's why I'm working hard now on producing a life where I don't have to depend on someone that much that's another man. You know, life is difficult for many of us. Traumas, like, I can go down the list if I really want to. Life is difficult for all of us. But it's about, what do you want to do? What do you want to do to break a cycle? What do you want to do to start over? Because that's what life is. When God makes you, and puts you on this planet and you have parents, that's not your family. Those are guides. That's why they call it guardian. These are people that's meant to guide you through the tunnel of life. And then once you get to a certain age, you continue the tunnel and you make your own path. And it's sad because a lot of people in life, their lives are taken by their loved ones. Their energy's taken, their life is taken. A lot is taken, you know. And that's just a part of the game. You know, it's just a part of the game, and you have to know how to navigate. You have to know who to cut off, even if you're attached to them. The attachment should not matter. You know what I'm saying? Attachments should not matter. But it's a part of the game. It's a part of the game. You know, you have to tell yourself that even though you're a part of this family, even though you're a part of this ethnicity, even though you're a part of this race, even though you're a part of this humankind, you can dictate, you can make your own story, and don't shy from making your story a big story. You know, that's all I really had to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much that I'm stressing on, but it's because I realize I'm not even stressing like that. My previous self is stressing, and my new self don't care. So I'm in a duality state of emotion. I don't even know how to feel, because I really want to stress, because nothing in my life makes sense right now. But I don't stress because something in me knows that everything will be okay. I don't know how to explain that, but that's what's going on. That's what's really going on. And I just want to say to anyone that took anything from this conversation, everything will be okay, but you have to start from somewhere. You have to start from somewhere. Start from somewhere. You get what I'm saying? Anywhere is better than nowhere. Start from somewhere. Start from somewhere and make a firm decision that you want a better life. Like last week. Last week, I told myself this month that I would try my hardest to stop smoking weed, because I know that my life in the future, I can feel it, doesn't need it as much. But whenever you make a firm decision not to do something, it's going to be right in your face. So I'm over here, you know, people talking to me, oh, hey, Olu, you want to smoke? And I'm like, damn. But it's because I told myself I didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? And I don't fully regret my decision, but I know why it's happening, because I'm maturing. But it's at a gradual state. It's not instantaneous. But anyways, don't judge yourself too harshly. Life is life. If we had a better manual, I feel like not all, but some of humanity would instantly change their life, because they would have a roadmap. Many of us are just living because we don't know what to do. And for those that are catching on, we happen to be older. So all we can do is give a better roadmap to the next ones. Don't be selfish like the ones before us were. It's okay. You live one time, and if you really feel a certain way, become reincarnated and do it again. Anywho, enjoy yourselves. Take it one day at a time, and try not to judge yourself too harshly. We all deserve better, but it's going to take us as a collective to do it, and to get it, and to receive it. All in all, once all is done and we all can get our life that we want, we can give God the glory. We can give him the glory, because we know even in the worst of times, things aren't that bad. And when it's the best of times, we can just appreciate it even more. Talk to y'all soon. And if you need any help, message me. I can only say what I can. I'm not out here like Dr. Phil, but I do give good advice. And also talk to God. God will always drive you in the right direction. Enjoy yourselves.